Hi! Today I'm going to be doing a spread in my junk journal. My mom gave me this Starbucks cup recently. She got it from the first ever Starbucks location, which is so cool. I loved the logo from the box, so I kept the box and I wanted to do an entire spread based just on the things that I collected. Um, First, I have to move my brand new mouse pad because I didn't want it to get super dirty. I'm going to try and keep this one cleaner than the last one. The last one I had spilled nail polish on it, nail polish remover, there was glue on it, all sorts of different things from just crafting, so I didn't want to get everything on it. This is just the care instructions. A lot of the junk came from my own collection of things, like this little packet where I got the magnet from the back of my pop socket. So I thought that would be cute to throw on there. This is like the card that you get that explains the notes of your perfume. I've already cut into that one. And this cardboard, I wish I had more of this. The Dossier perfume that I got came in this very, very pretty box. I ripped apart the lid and that cardboard in the middle was what came out. This logo, I was excited when I saw that logo. I'm like, I must use this logo. And then this is just sticker paper from the back of some dollar store stickers. And I usually cut all my stickers down. I don't like to keep them in like I've seen people use binders and different things. I like to cut mine down because I like to be able to stick all of my journaling things inside of a purse. So I use these 5 gum containers because they're the perfect size for shoving into your purse, putting into a pencil case. I usually just cut everything down to size and then throw it in there. I sometimes separate them with paper once I get more stickers added in. But I've noticed the dollar store has a lot more of the paper stickers, which are my favorite to use. I love the clear backings of the sticker paper because they're very good at making like windows for junk journaling and for journaling in general. I didn't want to cut up this one just yet because it was very intricate and the stickers were very close together, so I just left it. I didn't want to cut it all apart. So when I journal, I don't have a plan. I have an idea of what I want to use. I don't have a place like how I want to orientate them. This is one of my all-time favorite spreads. My boyfriend and I last year went on a trip to Toronto to go see One OK Rock, and we went to the museum, the art museum, the art gallery, we went to the aquarium, we went to the tower. We went to so many different things there that I wanted to do something with them, and I finally got them in my junk journal. This is just some samples I got, and the Dossier perfume. The box was so pretty. I wish I kept more of it. I wish I kept more of like the middle part of it too, because it's just good texture, you know? And then these are just some random bits and bobs of things that I've had in my collection for a while that I wanted to put somewhere. I am going to glue these pages together. I do this a lot just because the pages of the sketchbook are really thick and it can hide a lot of the unevenness from other spreads. I was really worried that my glue was going to run out, and guess what? It did. This is the Tombow glue dots. It's a refillable version of it, and I don't know if they sell it anymore at Michael's, so I don't know if I can even get any more refills. I bought this a few years ago, and I bought like several packets of the refills, and you know, it just wasn't enough to get me through to the end of eternity, so have to go find out if I can get more of this particular glue dot refill. This sketchbook I think came from Michael's as well. I didn't enjoy using it. I didn't like how I have 2 dogs and their fur gets everywhere, so I'm like, you know what, this will make a perfect junk journal because it can just stay at home. I can work in it when I'm at home. Yeah. So I started with this. I started to tear this apart. What I should have done was sprayed this with a spray bottle just so that it would help lift the cardboard pieces, separate them from each other. I did not do that. I spent probably about 35 minutes just tearing this logo off of the front of this cardboard. And even then, I was very concerned that I was going to tear it apart because it got very thin at the end. So fun fact, if you're trying to pull cardboard off of something and it's not coming apart, just spray it lightly with a spray bottle and let it sit for a bit just to help the fibers separate from each other. This is where I was very concerned. I was like, I'm gonna tear it, I'm gonna rip it, I'm gonna lose part of it. Managed to keep the whole thing. Was very excited. Obviously, I got a Starbucks bag because that's what you get Starbucks in. So I wanted to cut off the side part where it says Starbucks and has the little circle logo. And again, I don't plan out how I'm going to do things. So oftentimes, this is why I love the glue dots. And I was so upset that it ran out after like attempting to put this piece down, is because I will put something down and then tear it up if I want to put something underneath it or behind it. I don't measure anything either, so oftentimes I'm doing a lot of like covering of spaces and gaps. That's how it looks more junky in the junk journal. And I run out right here. Yeah. Good news is that I do have a good collection of glue. I have a lot of glue sticks because I use them a lot in my journals, in just general. This one is already almost running out. And you're going to see in a moment why I really, really prefer to have the glue dots, because they do come up easier than glue. Because once this glue is set, it's hard to pull everything off without it ripping. It's just a good thing that I managed to, plan this out enough that I had the pieces that I was already going to put in, that I didn't have to worry about waiting too long. I've learned with myself that if I plan out what I want to put in a journal, I'm not sitting there for 45 minutes digging through all of the scraps that I have. Because usually I'm just sitting in my scrap pile trying to pick pieces. And then I've got like enough for like 4 spreads, and I'm like, you know what? I probably could have just picked, maybe 5 of these items. The other thing I should have done, because this piece of card was so thick that it's now like I can feel it. It is 100% gonna help buckle the spine of this book. It's just I should have split it in half. It just looked cute and I just went for it. There was already glue, so I was like, you know what, we'll just throw some more glue down. I was also really worried that it was gonna lift. Sometimes when you do something too thick or anything that has like that poster feel, it doesn't usually stick as well with glue stick as it does with the glue dots. This, I think, is a brand new glue stick, like full on brand new. The glue dots usually stick to everything, so that's why I enjoy using them the most. I also should have measured this, because when I cut this, it's very uneven. Ooh, fun little trick. I know you can get those like bookbinding boning tools. I have one of them and I do use it, but I usually, because I just don't like to, switch between tools, I'll just use the back end of my glue stick to squish everything down and smooth everything out. And here we go, filling a gap. I didn't push that paper over far enough, or the cardboard over far enough, so I'm like, well, there's a little gap there. Need to fill that with something. This cardboard the texture is so cool. I need to find another box that has something like it, because it just perfectly works inside of a junk journal. It adds a texture. Oh my gosh, what am I looking for? Oh, I'm looking for the little boning tool. The little book binding tool. It is covered in glue, so I'm gonna clean that off. I'm gonna use this to not only smooth everything down, but also to help me fold that card backing from the sticker pack. Because I put it over when I put it over the fold, it was lifting as I was moving. So I'm just using this to help me fold it down. And again, I should have absolutely cut this before I put it in. I could have measured it and then cut it, but I didn't. And then my cut just turns terrible. These scissors are also not great. I need to get them sharpened. They were very good for a long time. These are my crafting scissors that I don't usually let anybody else use. But at this point, I've had them for a few years, and one year they got flung off of my desk, and then the other day my little vector robot actually hurled them off my desk. So they've been through some life. If you don't have a tool like this, even using the back end of your scissors is a good way to help fold things down and flatten everything down. This is my box of secrets. There's no real secrets in here. It's just watercolors and stickers, pencil crayons, pencils, paints that my friend gifted me, washi tape, and I think there is some Post-its in here somewhere. I have a bunch of different Post-its in here. Ooh, and a little book of Banksy. These are some of the other sticker sets that I have shoved into the 5 gum little packs. I separated them with some paper that I just taped together. This is where I wish I had my glue dots. It just is easier to put glue dots on like that thin curled paper. I'm covering another gap. I didn't quite cut enough of the brown paper off to be able to cover all the way up to the top of the book. I don't know why I measured that so evenly when the book itself, like, you can see how uneven that cut is. So this isn't even like properly laid out evenly on the page. I'm such a stickler for making sure the corners of my pages are glued down. I got these washi tapes at Michael's. Michael's is the only craft store that I usually go to if I don't order anything online. They were little florals. They were cute. The only problem is this one is a black glittery washi tape, but because the glitter, it sticks to the glitter, it doesn't stick down to the paper anymore. So I usually just have to glue this one down. But it is a very pretty tape. I've used it a couple of different times in other journals. I was really scared I was going to tear this, so that little pink like board is just the dividers that you get in binders for schools. I just cut a piece off that was about the size of my journals so that I could tuck it into a journal if I'm traveling and I don't have to worry about having a big binder. I don't like to carry like full-size books around or full-sized. I have a full-size sketchbook and I don't even like to carry that one around. I prefer to carry like the A5 size. It's because I like to fit everything in my purse. If it's bigger than a book, like a novel, then it's too big to carry around. Essentially, my purse just constantly feels like I've got a ton of rocks in it all the time because I carry around like all of my journals. I was trying to be proactive and wiping all the glue off. And then I got it all over my fingers. I spent way too much time on this one piece of paper that I didn't even put on there. I was gonna put it on there and then I just didn't. I don't know why. I'm so aggressive when throwing everything down. Also, I am notorious for leaving my glue on like uncapped, so it is what it is. It doesn't dry out that fast. I think I'm taking, I think this is English. One of these was French and one of these was English. I just thought the little arrow was cute on this, and I wanted to put that somewhere. So the only problem I have with this little card is that because I'm using a glue stick, it doesn't stick very well and stay down on the page. So you'll see it lifting, and I did have to switch glues after this. I put some just liquid school glue on the back of that so that it would stick down a little better. I wanted to use this as a pocket, I just didn't know how I wanted to use it as a pocket, and then I decided it's going to be a little fold-out pocket. You're going to see it's uneven when I put it in my book. It actually sticks out a little bit on the bottom. I still haven't fixed it. It's just washi tape. I could lift it up and fix it. I haven't. And you'll see I hesitate to fix it in this when I'm putting it in there. And I don't know why. I just left it. I think it's so far gone now that I can't ever take it out and fix it. It's just now a part of how the journal is supposed to look. Kind of lopsided, kind of uneven, all the character. That roll of washi tape has been missing since it fell off my desk. It fell off my desk and it rolled away, and I don't know where it is. I stuck that little other piece of that card for the perfume in here. Debated right there, fixing that. I could have. I didn't. I just kind of left it. I was like, you know what? Yeah. Okay, so I've seen this done with receipts. I've seen people do this with receipts where they take the receipt and they kind of like fold it all up and then they stick it on all folded. With a receipt, that seems pretty logical because the receipt is thin. Receipt paper is very, very like malleable, and it lays pretty flat when you fold it all down together. This is more like a poster paper. So not only is it really hard to fold and like kind of crush together to make it look really cool, it's also very bulky even when you flatten everything down. So I think I'll be doing this more with receipts and thinner papers rather than whatever this was. And I'm so upset because I configured this on here and then I put it too far on the edge. So I wanted it to have the Starbucks logo, like the Starbucks name at the top, and then I just I don't know how I positioned it incorrectly, but I cut off the Starbucks part, so it's just the instructions. I could have fixed it. I'm just very like, you can see where I just I just kept going. I just continued on. I was like, you know what? It lives like that now. That's how it is. That's how it exists. I figured this would be easier to fold it all down and flatten it. This is still really bulky on the corner, and I can feel it on other pages. Since then, I tried to keep these pages like unglued, but since then I've glued these pages together simply because that corner kept getting glued shut. So I was like, you know what? Might as well just glue the whole thing together. Again, like the accessories pack, where it was uneven, I could have fixed this before I started cutting things, but I didn't. My scissors are very dull. It would have been cute. It's still pretty cute. I don't know why I'm so worried about it being even. It's not even on the top. It's not even. I don't know why I'm so aggressive when I'm throwing all of my stuff down. Okay. I went very sticker heavy on this spread. I initially was just going to use these flower stickers, and then I remembered that I pulled out the other sticker packs and I had a bunch of coffee stickers that would have matched perfectly, but I don't plan things ahead of time, and I just started sticking everything down immediately. So then I had to figure out and configure how I was going to add the coffee stickers into the spread. I also spent like a couple of minutes trying to pull this one up because I wanted to put the other one below it to like have it almost be like a long sticker. But I also didn't want to rip it off because then I would have had to cover it because that sticker would not have come off. She was on there. That was some intense adhesive on that sticker. I fought with just this little leaf corner just to get this off. To configure it in properly and make it a little more seamless, I just cut the stem off of that one. Covered it with the leaf, and then I covered it with a butterfly just to hide the seam of the two stickers together. I thought it looked pretty cute. I'm like in the last stages of deciding what I wanted to do, so I just figured I'd cut everything evenly. Well, as even as I pretended I made it. And I think I cut into the other page too, so this page is sort of rounded on the left, and the other one is a little bit larger on the right. Color scheme out the window. This is where I kind of went crazy with stickers. I started pulling all of these different stickers. I had coffee stickers, these sort of like fake ephemera stickers. This says cappuccino, which I thought was cute. I did have an entire pack of just these like paper cup coffee stickers. I think I have to pull one out right here. But I've used so many of them and I've given so many away that I only had, I think, this one, and I might have a smaller one left in this pack. Oh, I also really loved those fake, they look like fake coffee stains. This too fell out, so I just kept it. Again, a little intense on the stickers. I think I went a little overboard with the stickers. These little fashion girl stickers are probably a staple in a lot of journaling videos. I have a good collection of them because I ordered so many when I first saw them. I'm kind of dwindling down my collection, so this is like the last little bit of the Fashion Girl stickers. I have this set, and then I have one other set that look more watercolor. The only problem I have with these like Fashion Girl stickers is that they are not very adhesive, so I usually am gluing them back in. But these coffee stickers are all washi tape style, so they're paper stickers. They're like the washi paper kind of feel. Their adhesive is pretty good. There's only a couple that I've had problems with, and usually it just depends on what they're put on top of. At this point, I think I'm just filling space. I don't know why I kept this one. I think I should have just put it back, but it is what it is. You can't really see it overall. That too fell out of the pack, so it's gotta live on this page now. It's chosen its place. They are very hard to get off of this backing. I love the backing of these paper stickers, these washi stickers, because it's clear. So if you're a fan of making little windows, like clear windows to other pages in journals, I keep a lot of these because they make cute little windows. I didn't really want to overload the main logo that I initially wanted to make the spread around. So I kind of shoved a bunch of stickers all in one area. So it does get a little cluttery of just stickers. How many times can I say stickers? I was too scared to try it, but I wanted to put that one like on that like ribbed cardboard and like actually flatten it down to all the grooves. I thought it would look cool. But then I'm like, what if it doesn't look cool? Then how am I supposed to get it off? So instead, I lopsidedly put it right here to try and make it look like those flowers were coming out of it. But it is leaning slightly to the left. Which is fine, because this page is just all about lopsided lines. Nothing is even. I think I want to order some more of these coffee stickers. They're so cute. The round ones in particular, I love making windows out of, but they are the worst to get off of the backing. Because there's not an edge, like a corner, to pull from, you gotta just kind of like roll and hope it rolls over enough that you can pull and not tear it or stretch it or anything. She did flutter out of my journal the next day, so I did have to glue her back in. She was just so eager to leave. These ones don't stick very well. I had a good collection of these as well. They're like fake coffee stains, and I used them up like crazy. I thought they were so adorable. I think there was one that was a tea bag as well. I didn't want to overload everything with writing, so I just kind of wrote like a very little blurb about what this spread was about. I just used one of these clear post-it notes and then a Sharpie over top of that, like a Sharpie fine tip. I was really worried that it would smear, which is why I wrote in Sharpie on top of a post-it note in the first place. I'm prone to spelling errors and a lot of scribbles, so if I can put it on a post-it note and then put it on top to make it look pretty, much better. I also didn't want to overload this whole thing with writing, so I only wrote about halfway down this post-it and then cut the rest of it off just to hide it underneath everything. I think it was very like cluttered on this one side. I just didn't want to cover the Starbucks logo that I painstakingly pulled off the cardboard. I used quite literally the worst possible set of scissors that I could have. So this like transparent post-it is mostly plastic. So when I was cutting with these little tiny shears, it was just cracking. So the bottom of that post-it note is just a jagged edge. But it's mostly hidden. Add it back to the hoard. I thought I was done until I remembered that I still have one more sticker, which I think I could have gotten away with not having on this because it's so sticker heavy. But you know, I pulled it out. I didn't want to put it back. And I thought it was cute. It just went with the theme. So, added it in. You can see that little poster, that little board, that little cardboard piece from the perfume is already lifting off. But with that, that's the end of it. That's everything done. I'm so excited. It's fall, so this this really brought me into the season. I hope you have a good week. I'm gonna have a sip of my fake coffee. That was just some ginger ale. And we'll see you again next time. Bye!